So as of now, we know the backdrop, the context in which emergency was declared in 1975. The backdrop was, it was two-pronged. The backdrop in which emergency was proclaimed by Indira Gandhi in 1975, it was two-pronged. First was the emerging protests which emerged in Bihar and Gujarat, and thereafter took an all India shape and form. And another was the conflict and the tussle with the judiciary. Judiciary was trying to stop Indira Gandhi from doing certain types of amendments, and Indira Gandhi was also reluctant to respond back to the judiciary, है ना? वो एक तमाचा मार रहा था जुडिशरी, इंदिरा गांधी वापस मार रही थी. अल्टीमेटली द फाइनल डेथ ब्लो to the democratic order of the 1970s was given by the Allahabad High Court. It was given by the Allahabad High Court. What was the verdict was against the Indira Gandhi. The verdict was against the Indira Gandhi. There was one person who was known as Raj Narayan. He was on the ticket of the Congress O. He was a socialist leader and he was contesting the elections against whom? Against Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi had won the elections of 1970s by defeating whom? By defeating Raj Narayan, who was her opponent, है ना? And he was a socialist. Raj Narayan had filed an election petition, had filed a petition in Allahabad High Court, which wanted and which intended to declare the elections of Indira Gandhi as invalid, which intended to declare the election of Indira Gandhi as invalid. Raj Narayan accused Indira Gandhi of using state machinery. Raj Narayan accused Indira Gandhi of using state employees to win the elections. Why? Because Indira Gandhi already, before going into the elections of 1970s, Indira Gandhi already was the ex-prime minister. So she was in a position to influence the results of the elections. समझा? So Allahabad High Court gave the verdict against the Indira Gandhi. Allahabad High Court gave the verdict against whom? Against Indira Gandhi. In other words, Allahabad High Court upheld the petition. Allahabad High Court declared the election of Indira Gandhi as null and void, as invalid. Allahabad High Court even took notice of the electioneering of Indira Gandhi. It took the notice that Indira Gandhi had, of course, resorted to the official machinery to win the elections. Right? समझा? Thereafter, Allahabad, on the directions of the Allahabad High Court, Indira Gandhi Indira Gandhi had two options. या तो इसको अलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट से ऊपर वाला कोर्ट कौन है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट. या तो उसको ये वाला केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अगेन लड़ना है, इस वाली जजमेंट में स्टे लाना है, या तो उसके पास 6 महीने है ना, टू बी प्राइम मिनिस्टर, टू रिमेन एज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर आफ्टर 1970 इलेक्शंस. इंदिरा गांधी जस्ट हैड 6 months to either become a member of Lok Sabha or from Rajya Sabha, because her candidature to the Lok Sabha was declared as invalid by Allahabad High Court. The another option was to knock the doors of the Supreme Court and get a stay on the verdict of Allahabad High Court. है ना? समझ आओ? She opted for the first one. वो 6 महीने तो उसके पास थे ही थे, लेकिन वो जाती है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का दरवाजा खटखटाने. वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इंटरिम स्टे दिया. क्या दिया? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि हाँ, ये वाला इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट का जो जजमेंट है, इस पे मैं स्टे ऑर्डर ला रहा हूं, लेकिन तब तक जब तक मैं खुद इस मामले को सुनूंगा. समझा? सो बट इससे क्या होता? ऑन द अदर साइड, there were two political backdrops to the emergency. One was a political and economical in which protesters have erupted, है ना? Another was a tussle with the judiciary. This was a part of the tussle with the judiciary, because Allahabad High Court have given the verdict against the Prime Minister of that time. But on the other side, there was protesters, there was movement was going on in the several parts of the India, like in Bihar as well as in Gujarat. what will be the effect of this verdict on that movement? ये में क्या फर्क पेता है पर? एमसी अभी भी वो मांग रहे थे इंदिरा गांधी से इस्तीफा. क्यों मांग रहे थे? Because Indira Gandhi had failed to deliver on her promise. Indira Gandhi had promised in the elections of 1970s that Garibi will be removed, that poverty will be eradicated, because she was voted to the power on the promise of Garibi Hatao, है ना? उसी but conditions, economic conditions of that time were further deteriorating. That is why the people of India were against the Indira Gandhi's government. That is why they were protesting, है ना? Because 10-point program did not change anything for them. समझाओ? Even their situation was even worsened, है ना? That is why that was a social and economical, political and economical backdrop of emergency. But when this judgment of Allahabad High Court came, it further excited their demands. It further strengthened their resolve to dislodge the government of इंदिरा गांधी. अभी तक वो इतना ही कह रहे थे कि इंदिरा गांधी नाकाबिल है, नाअहल है, ये अपने वादे पे नहीं रही, इसको देश की इकोनॉमिकल स्थिति को सुधारना नहीं आया. अभी वो ये कह रहे हैं कि ये तो इलीगल भी है ना. अभी वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने डिक्लेयर किया कि इंदिरा गांधी ने रिगिंग की है, इंदिरा गांधी ने इलीगल मीन्स यूज करके जीता है. अब तो इसको जाना ही चाहिए ना. समझ आओ अब क्या इस वाला मतलब ये प्रोटेस्टर्स वैसे ना ऑल ओवर इंडिया, इन बिहार, इन गुजरात एंड इन सेवरल पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया, उनकी डिमांड अब दे डायरेक्टली डिमांडेड दैट इंदिरा गांधी शुड रिजाइन फ्रॉम द ऑफिस. They directly demanded that Indira Gandhi should resign from the office. समझ आओ? Am I making sense or कसम sorry there is no coherence in it. इसे connected सुनो, है ना? ये कहानी टाइप दिखती है ना? मतलब क्या मैं ये रहा हूँ कि at the point of time when Allahabad High Court gave the verdict against the Indira Gandhi and declared her elections as invalid. The movement that the political protesters and the movement all over India, it further gained the strength and energy. It reinvigorated their energy, and they demanded at that point of time Congress ruled by Indira, it had already resigned from Bengal, from Bihar and Gujarat. But when Allahabad High Court gave the verdict that Indira Gandhi's election is invalid, protesters now erupted more strongly from all over India, directly demanding the resignation of Prime Minister of that time, that is Indira Gandhi. समझा? Under these situations, in 1975, ultimately Indira Gandhi declares emergency under using Article 352. There is a provision in the Indian Constitution under Article 352 or Part 18 of the Constitution, which says that in order to safeguard the unity and integrity of a country, a provision can be invoked which is called as emergency, which is called as national emergency. The rationality behind incorporation of this part into the Constitution is just to safeguard and preserve the unity and integrity of India. Remember the words. So emergency, national emergency under Article 352 had already been imposed before this 1975 in the war times, like in 1962, then in 1965. But those emergencies, they did not grab the eyeballs, they did not make the headlines in the historical papers in the historical books of the India, right? But the emergency of 1975, it became historical. Emergency of 1975 को हिंदी वाले जो historians हैं वो इसको क्या कहते हैं? आपातकाल. Because the emergency of 1975, it was for the first time that emergency was declared on the internal grounds. I told you that there are three reasons, there are three factors for which emergency can be imposed. First is war. If a country is subjected to war, then that country can impose national emergency. Second is external aggression. Second is if non-state actors who don't belong to a particular country, if they attack India, then Indian government can declare emergency. समझ आवा? त्रीम क्या शु? AR. AR means armed rebellion. AR means armed. If people of India or internal, this was not armed rebellion at that point of time. It was internal rebellion at that time. It was internal rebellion. It was internal rebellion. Later on, it was changed. It is. I am talking about this point of time. At this point of time, emergency can be declared on 3 grounds. Emergency under Article 352 can be declared on 3 grounds. First, if war is imposed. Second, if there is an external aggression on the country. Or third, if there is an internal armed rebellion, people of India, citizens of India rebel against the country itself, then the state of India can declare emergency. This armed rebellion act in 1975, it was internal disturbance. The term used for armed rebellion up to 1975 was internal disturbance. This is how Indira Gandhi tried to. Internal disturbance is something else. Mere protests can also be. It is a wide term. This is a wide term. Internal disturbance में कुछ भी आ सकता है. Internal disturbance is a open term, open to interpretation term. On other side, when I say armed rebellion, that means the protesters, they should carry weapons in their hands. समझ आवा? They should have guns in their hands. यहाँ पे merely 1975 में situation यूं थी कि बस लोग protest कर रहे थे. Protesters, as per the records of, as there are supporters of emergency, and there are also the people, majoritarian historians, they call the emergency as the darkest period in the political history of India, in the contemporary political history of India. But there are some supporters, some fans of JP Narayan as well, who say that Indira Gandhi did completely wrong. Some supporters of Indira Gandhi as well who say that the protesters were against the stability of the government. Protesters were against the government. Later on, we will see how it emerges out. But at this point of time, you should remember that under Article 352, Indira Gandhi called the protesters as the internal disturbance. In 1975, the emergency attained so much attention in the all over. Emergency attained so much attention just because it was for the first time that emergency was declared on internal grounds, internal disturbance. When emergency will be declared on as a war, as a ground, or as an external aggression, then that emergency will be called as external emergency. But since and the enemies, as the enemies will be outside India, they will not be Indians. When internal disturbance will be declared as a ground to declare emergency under Article 352, then identified enemies are within the India. They are the people of the India themselves who are against the government, who are against the state. So Indira Gandhi called those protesters as the enemies of the internal enemies of the state, and that is why she declared emergency. Right? समझ आओ? यहाँ पे मैंने कहा इंदिरा, इस टाइम पे ये कहा जाता था इंदिरा इज इंडिया एंड इंडिया इज इंदिरा. आपको अभी मिलेगा कि इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर करने के बाद ये जवाब दिया इसने किनको, जो प्रोटेस्ट, ये मोरारजी देसाई और जेपी जयप्रकाश नारायण को. जुडिशरी को भी ये अभी जवाब देंगे, वो भी आप देखोगे. शी वाज सच अ स्ट्रॉन्ग लीडर दैट she never accepted everything without responding back. जो इसको दिया ना किसी ने, इसने वापस उसका जवाब जरूर दिया. That is what made Indira Gandhi such a powerful leader in the history of the India. समझा आप क्या है? 1975 में. अब what do we mean by emergency? Emergency is simply a situation, emergency situation where in the federal system of India changes itself into unitary system. Whenever emergency is in place, democracy takes a backslide. The fruits of democracy takes a backslide. For example, the fruits of democracy are fundamental rights. that everybody enjoys special rights that we call fundamental rights, which are justifiable. Everybody has right to protest, right to freedom of expression, and right to speech. Newspapers, wherever newspapers even can publish whatever they feel is true and correct. But during emergency, all the fundamental rights are suspended. Whenever emergency is in place, under Article 352, fundamental rights except 21, which is right to life, at this point of time, it's suspended. क्या शासन? ये साथ emergency in place आसन, anybody can be jailed, without, but like we have, कैश में क्या नहीं थे, PSA होता है, या UAP is a new law. Anybody can be jailed at this point of time if he appears as a threat to the security of the country, and he cannot be presented to the court up to 2 years. Like जब लास्ट ईयर हम फंडामेंटल राइट्स पढ़ते थे, वी रेड आर्टिकल 20, जिसमें हमको पता ये था कि पुलिस वाले को क्या इम्पोजिशन थी, दैट जिसको वो अरेस्ट करता है, इट इज अ बाइंडिंग ऑब्लिगेशन ऑन द पुलिस ऑफिसर टू present that person within 24 hours in the court. कोर्टस में उसना 24 घंटे अंदर यम लॉ ये साथ इमरजेंसी है, यम लॉ से मुजरात है साथ यम गुना कुछ फंडामेंटल राइट कि अगर पुलिस वाला किसी को अरेस्ट करता है, then within 24 hours police has to present that person in the court, and later court will decide whether that person needs to be jailed or to be set free. You should decide करम कोर्ट वो अलग अलग है ना, ऑर्गन अलग है. पुलिस वाला is an part of an executive. On the other side, court is the part of judiciary, who will test the legality of a law. Judiciary will decide whether the person has really committed a crime or not. It is not the prerogative of a police officer to decide upon. Police officer can just implement and exert himself on the inputs. He will get an information that following Nafran Zakur murder, on that information he has the power to arrest him. But if whether that person has really carried out a crime, it is the duty of the judiciary to decide. Police officer cannot decide. Police officer cannot give the punishment. Punishment is always served by the judiciary. Here also, this habeas corpus, during emergency, habeas corpus writ is also suspended. One cannot go to the court and seek the body of the protested person, of the arrested person. All the protesters, when Indira Gandhi declared emergency in 1975, she jailed all the leaders, all the students. She jailed all the without having any right to habeas corpus, without having any right to even seek the restoration of their fundamental rights. Right? She arrested people under preventive detention. Last year we also read that detentions, arrests are of two types. One was preventive detention, another was punitive detention. Preventive detention is when we arrest somebody when even before he committed a crime. किसी ने अभी तक जुर्म किया ही नहीं है, पुलिस वाले को शक है कि यही करे जुर्म, उसको हम बिफोर जुर्म करने से पहले ही बंद करते हैं. अच्छे मतलब प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन. We prevent a person from committing a crime. Another set of arrest is punitive detention. Punitive detention is when police knows that this person has committed a crime and court gives a punishment to him. 7 साल की जेल, 10 साल की जेल, तब मतलब punitive. क्या है मतलब? Detention can be as a punishment, it can be as a prevention. Detention, अगर मुझे लगता है कि ये नफरचूट है ना, इसको क्या करना है, यहाँ से ही क्या गलत काम करे, मैं पहले से ही इसको क्या कर रहा हूँ, बंद करता हूँ. जैसे मोस्ट ऑफ द लीडर्स, हुर्रियत के लीडर्स हैं यहाँ पे, दे आर अंडर प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन. समझा? इथे पढ़कर जयप्रकाश नारायण या ये मोरारजी देसाई, इन्होंने अभी तक ऐसे लीडर्स ने, इन्होंने अभी तक कोई प्रूव्ड क्राइम किया नहीं था, लेकिन यट इनको जेल भेजा गया. क्यों? अंडर प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन. कि हे we feel that you are about to commit a crime, so we are jailing you. समझ आवा ये सर? Or in other words, emergency also accompanied with the censorship laws. With the censorship laws means when a particular news channel, a particular newspaper, they have to get the permission from the from the state authority to issue a particular news or not. ठीक, समझा? This is censorship rights. During emergency, you will get across various examples in which the newspapers of India, like Indian Express, they like Times of India, they fought against the emergency, against these censorship rules during the emergency times. Like they left the black spaces. For example, there is a news that which is completely true, but government does not want that news to be published. Government does not give permission to that particular newspaper to publish that. So that newspaper, as a mark of the protest, they did not publish the news as per the orders of the government, but they left the spaces blank for that news. उन्होंने जगह छोड़ी कि hey, there is, मतलब one who was a reader, he gets an impression that something, there was a news, but government is not allowing that. That is why this particular newspaper have left a blank space. This was a mark of protest against that. Several leaders of these movements, they went underground. And led the protesters from there. But Indira Gandhi in totality suppressed. When emergency was in place, Indira Gandhi completely suppressed this revolt, suppressed this movement. समझा? Bihar movement as well as Gujarat movement as well as the protests all around India which emerged, they were completely calm. Everything was put to the order. And this was the reply that the opponent political parties got from the emergency. On the other side, High Court, Allahabad High Court had declared Indira Gandhi's election as null and void or invalid election, and the same case was being pursued at the higher levels in the Supreme Court where the judgment was not made as of yet. But meanwhile, Indira Gandhi brings out an 42nd Amendment 1976, which is also called as mini constitution. In that, one of the provisions was that Supreme Court, no judiciary has the authority to decide the conflicts of the elections of the Prime Minister, of President, of Vice President. Can you understand? समझाओ? इंदिरा गांधी ने amendment, इसने एक लॉ ही बनाया कि ना ही सुप्रीम कोर्ट, ना ही हाई कोर्ट, कोई कोर्ट, जुडिशरी कैन नॉट लुक इनटू द इलेक्शंस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. एंड क्यों ना इमन हॉपरी हो, आप उसको टसल क्या है? टसल यूं है, यहाँ पे लॉ कुछ बना हुआ. Legislature, executive और judiciary. Constitution is a law, book of laws. ये कई मैं इसमें हूँ. Legislature मतलब parliament. Constitution of that time, it was a parliament of that time. लेकिन who is the guardian? Who is the guardian and who is the protector of that very constitution? It is Supreme Court. बनावन यह है. अब इसने बनाया था. अब बनाया किसने था? पार्लियामेंट ने बनाया था ना लॉ. अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट को तो पार्लियामेंट का बनाया हुआ लॉ ही क्या एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे इसने अभी तक लॉ ये था कि अगर इलेक्शंस में का डिस्प्यूट आया से उसका डिसाइड हाई कोर्ट तो फिर तो अंपायर है. समझा हुआ? इसने लॉ लाया इंदिरा गांधी ने. इसने अंपायर, जिस अंपायर ने इसको हिट विकेट आउट दिया था ना, इसने उस अंपायर को ही बदल डाला. क्यों? इसने लॉ ही बदल डाला दैट जुडिशरी कैन नॉट लुक इनटू द इलेक्शंस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. समझा? सो तमाचा इनको भी पड़ा, तमाचा इनको भी पड़ा. 42nd amendment is as controversial as the emergency itself. 42nd amendment 1976 is very controversial amendment. Why? Because of this. Because it was brought when emergency was in place. समझा? 42nd amendment तब लाया गया था जब क्या हुआ था? जब emergency थी. इसीलिए ये most controversial amendment of Indian Constitution है. समझा? Later on we will get to know. एक तो आपको याद रखना है कि ड्यूरिंग इमरजेंसी सिविल लिबर्टीज वर कंप्लीटली टेकन ऑफ, फंडामेंटल राइट्स वर सस्पेंडेड. ये प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन वाज एवरीवेयर यूज्ड frequently and oftenly. समझा? And there are some lessons as well which we will study tomorrow. Thank you so much.